So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start at, what happened was, since this, like I said, is impromptu, I wasn't prepared. The next video will be uncut, but unfortunately I have to put this into 2 parts. Hopefully you guys can bear with clicking. God forbid. But anyways, we're still here. We're giving you the second part. We're going to finish this movie. So this is Masters of the Universe, our commentary on the film, our experiences with it, not necessarily our expertise, what we know. Feel free to comment. Feel free to give your input if you're friends with us, if you know us, if you're used to our wrestling, if you're a Masters of the Universe fan and you want to argue with us and you want to get into it. I'm sure he's down. I'm down. As long as it's in good, clean fun. So anyways, we're going to go back to this movie. We're going back since the other one cut. And now we got the second camera. We're going to go to Chapter 9. And at Chapter 9, that's going to spit you at 29:46. Very important because at this point, I want to point this out. Since we're going to be doing this in the future, I'm going to point this out now. The movies we'll be doing, I'll be telling you which exact copy they are, because different cuts are different and stuff like that. So this one, I believe, came out in 2001. This is directly from Warner Brothers sometime after they had gotten ownership of Masters of the Universe, converted the movie to DVD. This is probably the first DVD copy that came out. I probably saw it in this Walmart typical shit.
Right.
Didn't even think about it. Probably drunk. I'd have still bought it sober.
How could you say something?
I'd have bought it sober, though. So, anyways, back to the movie, Chapter 9. We are going to start now, and 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so now we're back at the high school. Now Kevin's getting ready for this big shindig that he's having while Julie's going. This is kind of like their last goodbyes. There has been some, fork in both of their journeys in this movie. The Cosmic Key has entered itself into their lives, and they're about to get into some stuff because, they've triggered this thing I don't know how many times already and tipped off Skeletor, and that's probably the last kiss y'all are going to have for a while for the rest of this movie. So Kevin is going, I forgot where he was going, but he's going somewhere, and he's leaving Julie there to watch the stuff. Luckily, he's got the goods.
But
Courtney Cox kind of have the goods too.
By story though, because he started there, the point that was pinged is right there. So he just took the key and ran and left her to handle the shit.
We're not there yet, but we're getting there. And pretty much, yep. And we're there.
Oh, there it is. Look at that.
And there's the shit.
And the guy from Reject from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Well, Mortal Kombat didn't come out yet. Let's be fair.
And there's Bizlord. Beastman.
These are really. This is some Ginyu Force type posing here. And it's really bad. Now, I'm gonna be straightforward with you. This was 87.
Yep.
I was in August of 87.
You were like 17, weren't you?
Fuck you. 82, 83, 4, 5, 6, 7. I was 4 years old, so I vaguely remember this movie. Yeah. This part here fucked me up, bro.
This scared me, yes.
His face.
I remember that.
And they didn't show that much of it, and I'm like, thank God.
I didn't think about that until just now, but yeah.
But as a kid, I was like, yo, they fucked that guy up.
This scene actually scared the shit out of me. I was 3 or 4. I turned 4 that year.
Yeah. That's about it.
The scene scared the shit out of me.
What they did to, I forgot what his name was. He was pretty much the janitor of the high school.
Yeah. Just a sweet old
these guys, I don't know if the cameras, Pepsi, bad logo placement. I don't know if the camera guys are just really bad, but this whole thing looks horrible. The whole chase scene looks worse than a early 2000s WWE Hardcore match. Dude, how bad is this chase scene? And these people get on. Well, I guess people got on this movie too.
This isn't that much different than Lucha Underground.
No, Lucha Underground. Don't.
That set looks.
This is not. I love Masters of the Universe. Do not put Lucha Underground there. I don't even fucking watch Lucha Underground. And you dissed
I tried. I couldn't do it.
I appreciate it. It's just not my cup.
For what it was, it was.
It wasn't bad, though.
It wasn't for me.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't for me.
I understand.
In my personal taste, it was not good. But that's my personal taste. Fuck it.
All right.
All right, here comes Scantily Clad Dolph Lundgren.
We got something for later.
And, is this going back to our whole marriage situation?
No.
Y'all been following Facebook.
I'm
scared.
I got something for another video. All right.
Getting cooks for me. Cricket, hey.
I made my chili yesterday.
If I don't come home tonight.
I made the chili yesterday.
Oh,
Cricket, if you smell like food, it's because of me.
I got leftovers. Okay, the merman trap job thing went that way. Grizzlord came
from Trader's Village.
From Trader. Oh, I think I've seen him in my bar. No.
All right, so now the intersection of the two worlds.
The most lines as Dolph Lundgren's had the whole movie, across from young Courtney Cox. She's crying and motorboating him.
Yeah, I was like, I just forgot about her boyfriend real quick.
Fuck that guy. He was trying to play a synthesizer on a cosmic key. He's got no imagination. Bitch.
How much of a pain in the ass was it walking around that sword, dude? That sword is not. I mean, you worked with metal before, dude. That is a huge fucking.
Well,
sword.
it was paper mache with spray paint. So I mean,
Now, as a Hollywood prop,
actually, that doesn't look bad. The Blade character in and of itself is not a bad looking character.
I don't know. I don't think Dolph Lundgren is that good of an actor. Oh. But that sword looked heavy as fuck. You got to be a good actor to make, because that sword's heavy.
Well, you look at that time, how built he was. I mean, he was consistently working out. And again, if you listen to his TEDx talks, you find out how many drugs he was doing. So he was probably...
I'm sure there's coke all over the set.
He was Superman while he was He-Man. 10 foot tall and bulletproof. And stormtroopers can't hit him.
That's the 80s, man.
And there's Merman Trapjaw. Let's call him Merjaw. Or Trapman. No, Trapman sounds like a drug dealer who turned into a rapper.
From the
Afro Man featuring Trapman. So we're going with Merjaw?
Murder Jaw.
Okay, so Grizzlord and Merjaw. So, okay, Blade. I guess that's the best name he could have. Like I said, I want to like this character, but it doesn't belong in the He-Man mythos.
Here's what I'm going to say. Okay, now here's what I know about the guy that's playing Blade. He is a big-time Hollywood stuntman, swordsman. That's like his specialty.
Okay.
So I'm thinking they probably gave this
just played to his strengths.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you want to do your gimmick, we'll let you do it.
Okay, well, why not turn him into...
They didn't really have a sword-wielding bad guy that they could relate him to as far as the toys go.
Could he have done, with his mastery of the hands and the swords, he could have easily done Trapjaw, because Trapjaw also had interchangeable arms that had an axe on it, had other weapons on there. Didn't have to be a blaster.
Well, Krog had a hook. He had a hook hand, remember?
Who the hell's Grog?
Krog, or I forgot how to pronounce his name.
Oh, that fucker?
The one with the long white hair.
Okay.
He's got a hook hand.
But see,
that's
that
pretty much that's the Trapjaw gimmick.
That wasn't from... Okay, well, then they screwed it up. Well,
one of them... Here's the ones that...
I'm overly critical. I'm sorry.
Trapjaw, and I think he's supposed to be more like Triclops. He reminds me more of Triclops.
Okay.
Think about it. He's got the business.
He has
he's
the
got the eye
one
patch.
thing on that. Okay, I mean,
that's really cheap.
It is. It works.
That's some WCW shit.
No, that's fake Diesel and fake Razor Ramon shit.
Yeah.
That's Kevin Dunn shit.
I just came to that realization right now. He's supposed to be Trapjaw. That's fucking horrible.
Or Triclops. Yeah, Blade's supposed to be Triclops.
But that's what I said in the beginning of this film. They're basically substituting what they can't put there on film. I'm sure they can't have a guy with four fucking eyes.
It's an homage to He-Man.
Yeah, and for, like I said, like we said, for what it is, it's not bad. The acting's not great, but the story, what they tried to do, we're making too many excuses.
I'm like,
stop. So now
He's in the pawn
Kevin's
shop.
at the pawn shop, just showing his buddy, and I think he's just trying to get his dick wet a little bit.
This is from Japan.
Yeah, because he didn't want to give him the time of day. Then he shows him this shit. He's like, "How much do you want for it?" You know, and it's like, So that's what Kevin was doing. He
drew the bad guys there.
But dude, how much of a worker is Kevin right now? Think about it. He's at the pawn shop. He's a musician. Where do musicians hang out? Pawn shop. He's showing him. Look at, and now he's got the promoter tasting. Oh! That's why wrestling in this goes.
How you work, boys? That's how you work, boys.
Look, Kevin's working it, but goddamn, he does not want the championship. You do not. Fucking Bray Wyatt's holding that championship right now. He's about to go to the Firefly Funhouse when the tourney comes.
Man, I've drank enough to be there before.
Yeah, I watched it. By the way, I watched that sober, and I had to question what I'd done that day. I'm just saying.
I hear our dear friend Silky's voice in the back of my head. I gotta question my life choices.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. He-Man is sitting with Courtney Cox in an alleyway. He's talking about how big his dick is.
Pretty much.
And she's saying, "There's no way it can possibly be that big." I believe it. It is. You just haven't seen it. Well, let me see it then. I can't show it to you. Come here.
This motherfucker just fucking hijacked my video.
Sorry.
That
was the Funimation blend. I was like,
no, I'm glad you did that. I'm glad you did that because when there's an actual scene in here where Tila ribs him for that shit. For hanging out with her, Tila lets him have it.
That's awesome.
You didn't catch
I
this?
remember that.
Oh, when it comes up, I'm gonna stop everything.
I haven't seen this movie in a long time.
I'm gonna pull it up.
Yeah.
I can't play the sound. I wish I could show you guys. But when the scene comes up, you'll know. It is coming. Trust me. Tila fucking roasts He-Man for hanging out with Julie Courtney Cox. Like, the fuck is this? She does. I'm telling you. I know it sounds like a far-fetched, but. Like, Tila was on point in this movie. Tila was Tila.
I'm telling you, she looked like a badass. She carried herself like a badass.
She just wasn't a redhead.
She carried herself like, like a Red Sonja in G.I. Joe. Or a Lady J.
Yes. I think her and her dad complement each other very well in this movie. As far as being soldiers. I don't grasp them as man-at-arms and Tila as much as I do soldiers.
Hey, it's the principal from Back to the Future.
Oh, Lubick. Lubick. You know who Lubick was supposed to be?
Who?
Ram Man.
That would have been beautiful.
Yes.
Oh man, the only
because he was, dude. Remember, like his Rocky scene in this movie. He's like nobody. I don't want to pop when we get there. That's the only pop you'll get out of me in this movie. No wonder I live in Texas. But you guys will find out when we get there. When we get there. We got a lot of places to go.
He just grabbed this guy who he assumes has something to do with what has just happened and just throws him in the front seat. Kevin. He throws Kevin in the front seat.
Well, okay, because Kevin, Kevin's giving him information on things that he's trying to figure out, and he's like, a lot of shit.
So he's a rat.
He thinks he's a rat.
Oh, okay.
But he's like, he's not a rat? Oh, so you know something that happened, so he's being cop.
He's not a rat, but he likes cheese.
Hey, man, if I was a cop, I'd probably do the same shit.
All right, back to bad acting with Dolph Lundgren 101.
Oh, so back to Tila. Tila comes over to him, and basically, that's the scene where he's like, I forgot exactly what she said, but it's to this extent. Yeah, I'm comforting her. She's like, yeah, we can see that. She says some things very snarky.
Ooh,
I don't know. I don't want to say the exact line, but you guys, when Tila meets Julie and He-Man, go back to that, find that little snarky remark, and tell me Tila is not hating on He-Man. She wants that.
Oh yeah, she wants that power of Grayskull.
Boy, they don't know shit. But anyways, going back. Oh, and speaking of relationships, this was kind of questionable, wasn't it?
Evelyn and Skeletor?
Yes.
This
is kind of like a confirmation.
I thought it was like a sugar daddy situation.
I don't know. I was like, I don't touch my sisters like that.
I mean, you gotta imagine what kind of boner he would have. Can I say that?
Skeletor.
Sorry, YouTube community who shouldn't be watching this. The adults will find that funny.
If they're still watching this,
they're used to it by now. They're ready
they need
for
help.
it. Oh.
They're still watching us.
And I'm going back to the Arkham series here when I think of Batman telling Joker, "There's nothing wrong with you," and Joker says, "Oh, Bats, we both know there's plenty wrong with me."
Okay, Joker Bats. Can we say she was kind of Harley Quinn then?
Who's that? Evelyn?
Yeah.
Evelyn Skeletor? You know what? No, I don't think there was as much Munchausen going on.
Okay. Oh, okay. But here's the dynamic of this scene here. You saw how intimate they were. As soon as they came in, she got the fuck up. She got in work.
So like
she's in work.
Like a forbidden romance kind of thing?
Not only is it forbidden, I mean, he makes the rules. He can do what he wants. He was touching her. She wasn't touching him. But as soon as they came, she got in position.
So she wants to be viewed.
She wants to be a fucking general. The women in this movie are strong, bro.
Oh, Grizzlord got a boo-boo.
And they are begging for mercy because they have nothing.
Kill them.
They have nothing.
Finish them.
And they are scared shitless. Because this is basically Thanos.
They're about to get boned.
Yeah, pretty You had to, you asshole.
You know, actually, I hadn't thought about that. That worked out pretty good.
And there he goes. Somebody gets snapped.
Oh, no, Murjaw! Oh, Murjaw has been vaporized.
And he gets
And the sorceress looks older.
And you get Hasbro. Transformers reference. Yeah. I just coined that, people.
Trademark. You gotta start pulling the Jim.
And now they are all begging for mercy because they don't want it to disintegrate.
So Grizzler, the burnt elf, and what was the other one?
And he's like, "Bitch, get the fuck out of here!"
Oh.
But that's the dynamic of their relationship. But you see how badass Skeletor is, though?
Yeah.
Like he was just like about to get laid, and he was like, "What my key, bitch? Get my shit!
Know your place."
That's how they made Skeletor.
Well, and also with him being, all skeleton, I mean, his pimp hand is always strong.
Stop with the skeleton. I'm just the boner is the pimp hand.
I'm telling you, he's got a perpetually rock hard but pimp hand.
All right, we are back to, I guess, our Earth. I think this is in like New Hampshire or New Jersey.
Yeah. I shouldn't drink this much.
But this,
who the fuck am I lying to?
This is in one of those.
Is this Back to the Future?
No.
It's Top Gun?
It is a very shitty movie set. Like the house doesn't even look real.
It's a payphone. For those of you who don't know what that is,
it's something.
The
thing that you're watching right now.
Yeah.
You couldn't watch us on what she's talking on. You can just talk to people.
In the pre-2000s, phones were only to make phone calls. Only. Yeah, I mean,
we did have a little bit of text.
Well,
we only had so many characters.
You could send numbers. There was pagers. You could always send numbers through pagers. Like you could send boobies to your friend through pager.
Boobies.
Oh yeah. Thumbs up if you ever sent boobies to a friend on your pager.
Okay, thumbs up if you're in your 40s.
I know. I'm 36 as of the making of this video.
But basically, we just got pagers when they went out. That means these motherfuckers that were 40 had them.
I was working for a funeral home. Oh yeah, here's some history on Hambone, guys. I was working for a funeral home in Dallas with my dad, a funeral home chain up there. And I was in sales, and I had me a pager. And I had me my own cell phone that I was paying for. But that pager, I always had fun with that. And rarely ever used it, but I had it. I thought I was hot shit, man.
We all did.
I was in my suit with my cell phone and my pager.
My mom bought me my pager. I thought I was hot shit because I was the kid in school. I had this nice ass pager.
My dad had a.
Then every freaking goddamn minute, my mom's paging me. It freaking brought my popularity here.
Man, you're popular.
Yeah. No,
it's my mom.
It didn't work. It was my
mom's.
Anyways, let's get back to the movie.
Okay, they're in some kind of like G.I. Joe sub base.
I wish they came out with that toy. That thing was awesome. The fucking vehicle. I mean, how big were vehicles in the 80s? You think of G.I. Joe, Star Wars?
Yeah, no.
Star Wars
you think like toys like Mask and... You remember those? There were
those were toys I was into. I was into more of the Masters of the Universe. Wasn't into the toys. I was into what we're watching. Transformers.
Remind me what's going on. Was this
so she basically has a device now that can see what the fuck happened.
Showing what did happen.
Yes. it basically traces atoms or whatever the fuck, however scientifically they want to justify it. She can see what happens.
I hate to do it again, but I gotta track this to the Arkham series. If you gamer nuts out there, if you happen to not be watching this with us and just listen to us talk for whatever fucking reason you might be, it's like when he goes into detective mode. He sees things as they play out.
Yeah.
That's what she was looking through, was a screen that showed her what had happened. He-Man fighting the bad guys.
And that's probably where a lot of that money went to, was that like a couple seconds. That's a big problem with that movie, dude.
I'm telling you, 23 years later, I've never noticed that. 23 years later, right? 30, how long? No, 87, 33 years later.
And we trigger fucking
another target
one more time.
Jeepus has got you. Man, I've never seen his eyes that big. He looks really bald now.
I'm not sure if he's still alive.
I don't know. Would it be wrong?
I want to say that he is.
Would it be wrong if I said if he drew a line down the top of his head?
I mean, he could have easily been Telly Savalas, dude.
The real Richard Cranium.
No. You know who this character. If I was going to say, hey, you, Lubick, the character himself, the guy he's playing.
Yeah.
I want to cast you as Harvey Bullock.
Yeah. No, he would. You know what? He would have been a fantastic Harvey Bullock.
He would have been a strong one. Strong.
You put
he would have been like the Harvey Bullock that strips over himself, but he still would have been. He would have had some fucking nuts on him.
Just put a fedora on him. What he's wearing right now. Put a fedora on him, and that you could put him as Bullock.
I think he would have done better than the guy that, nothing to him in Gotham. That was a different iteration.
Oh, Gotham. No.
Oh, Gotham.
Sorry. Just had a flashback.
Okay, so now
Kevin's
Lubick is getting grilled because he's like, "What the fuck is this?"
Like this ain't no.
He's like, "This is not."
Yeah.
You got some hot
this
shit.
This ain't no Japan tech.
Like he's thinking this is some CIA shit at this point because he's been to Korea. He specifies that.
Oh yeah, he was.
So you know what I'm saying? He's one of these guys. That's why I'm like, his character's awesome in this movie because I mean, realistically, when this shit goes on, there's gonna be a cop involved.
Oh yeah.
I just don't think they, either they didn't pull. I think they pulled the right people. The direction. There was something off about this movie. There's so much they could have done to tighten up what they already had. That's my biggest issue with this movie.
Do you think that this movie, this script, if this script, this story, this director had been given a larger budget, would this movie have been received better?
They were given.
Or was the story just so much of a diversion from the original source content?
There was no source content, Hambone. It was because either
did you
looked
not watch
at
the cartoon?
I did, but that wasn't the source content because there was none. The cartoon came because they needed Toys R Us.
Can't argue that.
The toys came. The toy stores came because, or the comics came because they needed to put them in toy stores. So they put the comics. So there's nothing that says this is the definitive. This is it. It was based on toys. That's it. We have no history.
But at that time, there was no other telling.
No.
This was the first retelling.
I mean, you either followed the comics, which were kind of not really continual as much as the show was.
Those were more in miniseries sets, if I remember.
But a lot of people got the show.
Yeah.
A lot of people got the majority got the show
she
from
just put like a true collar on it.
She basically LSD'd this motherfucker with a collar.
Yep.
And
he's got kitty cat eyes.
And she is going to,
he's bleeding out of his nose and mouth. That's probably not a good thing.
Done that a time or two. I think he'll be fine. This is the only place I usually be. Everybody likes to punch me in my nose. Damn, you fucking did it one time, didn't you? Busting for autism?
Yeah, I did.
A fucking week before you got that goddamn belt right over you. You son of a bitch.
Bro, no, that...
Everybody popped my cherry, even Hambone.
But that was the same show that I fucking ate your knees, though. You blocked that moonsault beautifully.
Okay.
I fucking ate it in the
We're going to go back to the movie.
Even Shane Douglas was the referee in that match. Shane came down to me.
Hambone, we got to finish the movie.
He was making sure I was still awake. Anyway, yeah, okay, so dude's got the butch collar on him, Blade's looking at him like he's gonna fuck his brains out, and Evelyn's got a hologram of the cosmic key that just turned into angel dust. Are we caught up? Okay.
We are caught up. So now they're still infiltrating, they're still trying to find the key.
The Wicked
They're
Witch of
getting
the Southeast.
closer. I mean, they're in the world. They're in these people's lives.
Right.
So they're getting close to the key. But right now, you know, it's with the Guardian, He-Man.
What, she just left that collar on him, so what, he's just going to sit there paralyzed?
Yeah, she don't give a fuck about him. She's fucking starved to death. They'd be there all fucking 3 weeks. She's probably got like 5 of them bitches on that thing.
That's some lazy, evil, bad guy work, man. You always clean up your messes, or you bring the mess with you.
Well, that's not their plan.
That's lazy.
It's ruthless and very, I don't want to say messy, but...
Then magnetize this collar to your ship as you take away and
it's reckless. It's very reckless. It's reckless.
Reckless, and you can't be that reckless when you're working for Skeletor. He'll bone you.
Well, I mean, she was trying to get the bone, but then they cock blocked by fucking up. So now she's mad. So that's why she's mad. It's a team. It's a female.
You would think that the death of Murjaw would have helped a little bit.
Murjaw. She didn't give a fuck about him.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
She's like, fuck that guy.
And see,
there he is.
If she had just cleaned up her mess, then these guys wouldn't have found him and got all their answers.
But she wants them to, but they have the key, Hambone. That's the thing, is like, yeah, remember they have the key? Oh my God, you need to slow it down. They have the key.
This is only like 17.
Yeah, well, 17 when? This afternoon or the whole day?
Sure.
Yes, Betty White is awesome.
Purple.
And somehow they pick, Man-at-Arms is awesome because he can pick this fucker.
Right, he's got finger.
He is definitely MacGyver.
He's got lock-picking fingers, baby. No woman on Eternia, no chastity belt could stand up to Man-at-Arms.
Except Tila's probably.
What's his story?
She's like, I'm pretty sure he tried to keep He-Man away from that.
Oh, he designed it. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
He's like, nah, He-Man gonna get this shit. I'm gonna lock this up.
She just shoot the chair.
Yeah.
What a bitch move.
So I'm telling you, I was like, these females don't.
Tila's a bitch.
I mean, you know, even she kind of gets in a little bit of action, but there's really nobody's portrayed like.
Dolph looks so scared, man. He doesn't look like the champion.
Dolph doesn't look, not scared. Even like, that's what I was saying. He's not really that good of an actor. He just not confident.
Gwildor
He doesn't look confident.
No, okay, that's fair. Okay, it's like watching
at all in this movie.
All right, watching Dolph Lundgren act in this movie is like watching Rob Terry with the old group, him and Max, the Nick Aldis and his old gimmick, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And Doug Williams. When Rob Terry first came in, he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He just knew to stand there and look big. But he looked so lost. He looked like a lost puppy, man.
Somebody told him to do that.
Well, that's what I'm saying here. Dolph Lundgren looks like that version of Rob Terry.
Because he had people in Rocky say, don't do anything. Just look like you. Like you in the gym.
Yeah.
That's what we want. That's it. We don't want you to act. We want you... He didn't have to act in Rocky.
Well, and
think about it. Think about it. He-Man needs... No, it's not. Because He-Man needs emotion.
It's mean. It is. I'm sorry.
No, it's not that it's mean. It's not that it's mean. It's just the roles are different. He-Man needs emotion. If we were doing a life story on Brock Lesnar, who the fuck would not go back to the 80s and cast this motherfucker with a time machine?
Okay,
if you can go back to 80s and cast him as Brock Lesnar for his life story.
You're talking Dolph? You're talking
Dolph Lundgren. Look at him over them. He could be Brock Lesnar in a movie.
He would need to put some bulk on.
Do you think he's going to have a problem with that?
Hell no.
It's the 80s. So,
easy access.
Enough of the 80s drug references.
And rat references.
And so now Lubick is holding a pistol to He-Man. Which I think is hilarious.
And cross-dressing Gwildor.
And yes, he's like, we're not your enemies.
This is the most...
And now shit has hit the fan
on
our planet. And Tila has gone ham.
That's my bit.
Tila's like Raphael in this movie, isn't she?
Oh man, she's hot.
She is definitely... I never realized... I'm glad I'm watching this with you because I didn't realize how fucking strong... Look at her, dude! Yeah. She's telling me, you want to stay the fuck here?
She controls.
Yo, Tila is fucking... I think she doesn't really get enough credit.
It's like picking a corn kernel out of a turd. If it's me anyway, It's clear. You know what it is. It stands out and above and beyond everything else
Oh, you meant
around.
like seeing that's a corn kernel. I thought you meant actually picking it out.
No.
Would
you do that?
Oh,
You
God.
son of a-
One of us needs
Ah, Jordan LaForge is there. I mean,
All right. So,
she's such a strong character. I don't remember appreciating Tila this much.
no,
Maybe
I don't
should have
either.
had
I
that
think
the whole time.
Yeah, I haven't watched this movie since nobody wants to watch it with me. I haven't watched this movie with anybody since I was a kid, dude.
Oh yeah.
I don't think know about you, but I'm sure you've seen it with your brother or whatever. But that's the thing, dude. Is like, we're just discovering this, just talking, it's just things that we know.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's like, I think the best movies are movies you can watch over again
Uh-huh.
and discover something that you didn't know before. That's why I like Watchmen, because I watched that movie 7 times and I discovered something new in that movie every time I watched it.
Outstanding.
So it wasn't like if you can pick something new out
Stormtroopers.
of here we go, the crackpots.
Oh my God! On the keyboard, I forgot how cheesy this was.
Yeah, this
Break
is.
the glass. Damage bonus. It's like they literally jumped in and said, "Shoot me!"
This is the thing about
Why
action
is
movies.
Grizzlord still bleeding?
They literally came from Grayskull after fucking Skeletor pimp smacked the fuck out of all of them.
Damn. Like he's been bleeding since they were in the auditorium.
Bro, this shit happened like over the course of 2 hours. It's like,
Oh yeah, I
he was
forgot.
stopping to the medic. It's like, you don't have like an athletic commission or nothing.
Beast Man. You'd think he would heal fast, right? Like a Sabretooth or a Wolverine.
Yeah.